EMS grade 9, price theory, demand and supply. This chapter is the first chapter in term 2, whereby we need to teach our learners what is the demand and supply. Then on the price theory, what is most important? We look at the demand, the definition of the demand. It says demand. This refers to the different quantities of goods and services consumers are willing to and able to buy at a different price during a certain period. Then we have the law of demand that states that when the price of goods and services increases, the demand for those goods and services will decrease. Vis-a-vis, when the price decreases, the demand will increase. Then in a logic, this means that consumers will be willing to buy more goods and services at the lower price, but less at the higher price. Then this shows that there is an inverse relationship between the quantity and the price, quantity of the items that are demanded and the price. Remember, when the price is low, people need to buy more. Then we can look at the factors that determine the demand. These are the main factors that determine the demand of a product. Income earned by consumers, price of a product, taste and preference, prices of related goods and services. These are the items, or these are the things that will affect the demand of a product. If people are earning more, it means they will have money, then they can buy more. The price of a product can encourage the people to buy more or less. Taste and preference also can affect the demand of a product. Then moving on, expectation, what people expect from the product, then it will determine the demand of a product. Then we move on by looking at the graphical illustration of demand curve. Remember here in grade 9 learners, we don't have to do the changes in demand or supply. We don't have to deal with the movements on the demand curve or supply curve, moving to the right or left, but we are looking at the graph as it is. Then when we draw the demand curve, we need to have the demand schedule with prices and the quantity demanded. Then what is the demand schedule or demand table? Then this is the table that shows the price of a particular good and the quantity demanded at a certain price. Then it shows that people, they will demand this product at this period. Then when you look at this demand schedule, it will tell you that at the price of 20 Rand, quantity demanded will be 700. Then when the price increases, the quantity demanded will decrease. When the price increases from 20 to 40, now the quantity decreases from 700 to 600. When the price increases to 60, the quantity demanded will decrease from 600 to 400. Then the last one, when the price increases to 700, then the consumers will only be willing to buy or able to buy only 100 quantity of a certain product. Now we use the graph to show this illustration. Then when you show this on the graph, we are saying what will happen in our graph. Our graph will show the meeting points. Then the meeting points will start with the lower price, which is 20 Rand. It will be 20 and 700. This is the right way of drawing the graph. Then 20 Rand. And the quantity will be 600. We are drawing these meeting points in order to identify the type of a graph that we'll be having here. Then at the price of 60, the quantity demanded will be 400. At the price of 70 Rand, the quantity demanded will be 100 units or quantity. Now, when you draw this graph, what will happen? We are saying now quantity versus the price. The graph will take this slope. It means we'll slope downwards from left to right. It will slope downwards because the price now it differs with the quantity. We say it is an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity. Moving on to the supply. What's happening on the supply? The quantity demanded here, still on the graph, on this graph. Moving on the next graph, which is the supply, the one of demand and supply. The quantity demanded here on this graph, it shows that the quantity demanded and the price of a product, it has inverse relationship. Supply. On the supply, we say supply, it refers to the different quantity of goods and services producers are willing and able to sell at a different price during a certain period. Then the law of supply states that when the price of goods and services increase, supply for those goods and services will also increase. If the price decreases, the supply will decrease. This means the producers will be able to sell more goods and services at a higher price and sell less at the lower price. Then this shows that there is a positive relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. Remember, when the price increases, also the quantity supplied will increases. Then there are factors that determine the supply of a product. It is the price of a goods and the price of related goods, production, and cost of doing it, then the number of suppliers and government policies. They affect the supply of a product. Then again, when you draw the supply curve, we need the demand or the supply schedule or the supply table. Then on the supply table, again, we're having the price of a product and the quantity of a product. The quantity of a product, see it increases as the price of a product increases. Then at the price of 20 Rand, the suppliers will be willing to supply 200 units. At the price of 40, 300 units, 60, 700 units, at the price of 70, 800 units. Then when you draw the graph on this one again, we are saying we draw all those meeting points. At the price of 20 Rand, they will be able to supply 20, or they are willing to supply 200 units. At the price of 40 Rand, they are willing to supply 300. At the price of 60 Rand, they are willing to supply 700 units. At the price of 70 Rand, they are willing to supply 800 units. Then this graph, you'll see that it moves from left to right upwards. It is a positive relationship, or it shows the positive relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. Then moving forward, we are looking at the market equilibrium. On the market equilibrium, we are talking about equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium price is the price at which quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied at a given price. Then we have equilibrium quantity. This is the quantity when the equilibrium point is reached. Then equilibrium is the state in which market supply and demand balance each other. And as a result, the price becomes stable. And usually when we teach our learners this, we must say demand and supply curve, they intersect one another at a certain point. Then at that point, we refer to it as the equilibrium point, where the demand curve and supply curve intersect one another. Then from this graph, you can be able to identify the price, which is 60 Rand. We call it equilibrium price. Then equilibrium quantity, it will be 150, because both graph or both curves intersect one another at 150 units at the price of 60. Now the demand schedule for this one will be looking like this. It says the price, it is 20, 40, and at 60. When you look at the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied at the price of 60 Rand, you see it is 150, 150. Now, usually we are saying when learners are given this supply and demand schedule, you see that the prices are the same. The only thing that differs, it is the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied. At the price of 20 Rand, the quantity demanded will be 100 units, but the quantity supplied, it will be 800. Then at the price of 40, quantity demanded will be 400 and quantity supplied 700. Then on the graph, we are saying the price that will be equilibrium price, it will be 50 Rand, and equilibrium quantity it will be 500 from drawing all those points. Thank you very much. This was the lesson for today of the price theory.